think he was pretty mad at me, which he has no right to be mad at me. I have the right to be mad at him because this is going to be the ninth event.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to football action here from Bushnell-Prairie City High School. It's your Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans playing host to the Marcos of Polo. Joining me once again, Chris Frankhauser. Chris, we are bringing in the defending state champions, but we're going to step aside real quick because it wouldn't be our broadcast if we didn't come in right for the playing of the national anthem.
Right.
The Bushnell-Prairie City Marching Band with the national anthem. And Chris, as I was saying, we've got the defending state champ Marcos of Polo. I'm going to say Marco Polo all night on that. But they're the Polo Marcos.
Yes.
So
you and I, of course, seen that 8-man championship game. We expected an offensive juggernaut contest, and we ended up with a 12-7 final.
Yeah, with a play coming there towards the end of the game to secure the win.
So the Marcos coming in at 3-2 on the season. They have lost to two teams that are not slouches by any means in 8-man. They lost opening week to a very good Amboy team, 28-12. Beat Orangeville in week 2, 48. Knocked off Champaign St. Thomas More, who BPC saw a couple weeks ago. That was a 46-0 win for the Marcos. Loss at Milledgeville, 54-38, and then a win over Kirkland Hiawatha, 44-32 last week. So the Marcos coming in at 3-2, BPC coming in at 2-3. Of course, big win last week on homecoming night. Thanks for tuning in to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Our pre- and post-game show sponsor, that is JoJo's Gaming Parlor. They offer the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory.
I got my DJ duties to do here, Chris. Once they get done out of there, they got the team huddle. I guess you call it team prayer, maybe even here beforehand. So once that is done, I've got to fire up the entrance music. Just about 5 minutes away here from game time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the field, your 2022 Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans.
And here come the Spartans to the field. Now the south end zone. Spartans won the toss and deferred to the second half. Our officials for tonight's contest, referees Daryl Ibbotson. Umpire is Alan Schottner. Linesman Shane Shin. Line judge Clifford Stangster and back judge Barry Wright. Jeff, almost a perfect night here for football as we are clear skies and no threat of rain or lightning or anything like we saw last week. A perfect late September fall evening here for Week 6 high school football. Kickoff temperature is will be 63 degrees.
And the temperature is going to drop pretty quick. I was looking at it around 8 o'clock. It's supposed to be down to almost 50 degrees already. So
that's
be a
pretty quick, quick temperature drop.
So I had one job to play the entrance music. For some reason, it wouldn't like it. I unplugged it, and you could hear it playing on the iPad. Plug it back in. It wasn't
playing through the cabling system.
I guess I should have just had Coach Arnold turn the mic on and put the speaker from the iPad to it. But
well, we got 2 more weeks to do that. So
I got one. I'm going to miss the 15th.
The Pawnee game.
I'm going to miss the Pawnee game. I'm going to be marking a check on the old bucket list. I'll be in Nashville.
Awesome. Of course, a big event coming up next Saturday night here in town. Rocktoberfest
for the Bushnell Fire Department. Get your tickets from any of the Bushnell firemen or pick them up at the event that night. Starts at 7 o'clock. Decade of Decadence will be playing. It'll all be out at the VFW Park on the Little Diamond. We'll have some food out there. There'll be a beverage facility. And, of course, Decade of Decadence playing all your favorite hair metal hits from the 80s.
Can't wait. I checked out some of their videos online, and they do put on a good show.
Yeah, I haven't seen them, but I've been told that it's a fun show to go to.
Thanks for tuning in tonight here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and our pregame and postgame sponsors is JoJo's Gaming Parlor. They offer the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Don't forget on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events. Live on the big screens, come join your friends at JoJo's located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell and cheer the Spartans on to victory.
Final seconds here of the pregame, counting down. Bushnell won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. So they will be kicking. Ardelia will have the ball teed up when they get on the field at the 40. He'll be kicking to the north end zone. Spartans will be defending the south end zone here to start the contest.
Do have one score update. West Prairie on top of Galva, 21-6. That was a 6 o'clock start tonight at Galva.
I was going to say, we're still 3 minutes from the 7 o'clock hour. They've already put up 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do remember that being a 6 o'clock kickoff up at Galva tonight.
Number 6, Francisco Gayan Ardea set to kick forward. Spartans.
Let's see who's back for the Marcos.
Is that a 17 here, the closest to us?
Yep. Brock Soto. He is the feature back to watch for the Marcos. I can't make out. I think it may be 22.
I couldn't tell if it was a 20 or a 22 on the far side.
It's a 2.
I tell you what, they better back up.
They're scooting up. Now going to scoot back. I think the other man is possibly 22, Delo Fernandez. Can't make out that second number.
All right, here we go. Ardea's kick is going to be a line drive kick this time, right up the middle. Going to take a bounce, going to be fielded. Fake the handoff and going to come near side with it. He's going to get wrapped up by number 21 for the Spartans.
Aber Noble on the return for the Marcos, number 20.
Out to the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Marcos.
And I think it was either. I think it's 22.
6:58. Official game time temperature 70 degrees.
A little, yeah. So defense on the field here first for the Spartans. It's going to be a shotgun formation, one setback, wing back to the left for the Marcos. It's going to be a quarterback keeper off the right side. Lots of running room. He's going to break it across midfield. Near sideline, Conley and Chase. Conley's the only one that can get him, and he's going to beat Conley.
Brock Solto.
Solto's going to go 72 yards for the touchdown.
Direct snap to Solto as Caden Webster is listed, I believe, as their quarterback, but a direct snap, nothing fancy, and it nets 6 for the Marcos, 11:40 to play here in the opening quarter.
Two-point conversion attempt here. Solto's going to keep it once again. Going to come to the near side and just bad angles, but he was able to bring him down. I think it was Ben Powell on the stop.
So with 11:40 to play here in the opening quarter on the first play, the Marcos lead it over the Spartans 6-0. We'll be back in 1 minute.
I chose MDH. We moved here, and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
We're back here at Bushnell-Prairie City High School. Ball's teed up on the 40. Lane Huffman back deep for the Spartans. It's going to be just a high kick, going to be fielded at about the 41-yard line.
10 Carter Meridian on the kick. Is that Beekman on the
Jake Willie on the fair catch. Spartans will take over 1st and 10. Ball on their own 43-yard line, it looks like.
Ball spotted at the 43. 1st and 10.
So Spartans give up a 72-yard run on the first play of the game. Let's see what the Spartans can do now to answer back. Shotgun formation. Huffman the lone setback. Going to drop back, look to throw here on 1st down. Throws out in the flats to Dalton Huffman. He's going to have a reception.
Gain of about 6. Yeah, I called a gain of 6 out to the now they're moving it back, maybe a gain of 5 back to the 48-yard line. I thought he was way closer to the 50-yard line on the catch. Clock at 10:50 to play here in the opening quarter.
On 1st down, they come out throwing, get 5 yards, brings up 2nd and 5 now for the Spartans. Empty backfield. Powell in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Low snap. Powell's going to get it, roll out near side, throw it down the center of the field. He's going to underthrow Huffman, and it's going to be intercepted.
Guess who?
17 Solto on the interception. Lane had the steps on him. Ben just underthrew him.
So 1st and 10 for the Marcos at their own 27.
From about the 27-yard line.
Split or lone setback, shotgun formation for the Marcos. Handoff here near side. This time he's going to be wrapped up after a short gain. Looks
20.
like number 20 on the carry.
Avery Grenoble.
No gain, maybe a loss of about a half yard on the play.
I'm just going to mark it for no.
So 2nd and 10 for the Marcos, just underway. 10 minutes to play here in the first quarter with the Marcos on top, 6-0.
Wing back here to the near side. Shotgun formation, one setback. Going to be a read, and the quarterback's going to keep it. And he's got another big run.
See if Conley's not going to catch him.
He needs to dive for that bottom foot. That's what he needs to do. 73 yards.
Yep. So 9:34 to play, 3 offensive plays for Polo and a 12-0 lead for the Marcos.
Two-point conversion here for the Marcos. Going to be a keeper off the left side, and he's going to spin his way into the end zone. That'll make the score 14-0 here from Bushnell-Prairie City High School. The Marcos of Polo on top of your Spartans.
We're going to keep it here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Also brought to you by Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking. They can take your product down the road, near or far, and also offer top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. The second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC Athletics. Stop by and see Danny or Travis on Route 41 south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333. Also, M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. So everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one, stop and see the fine folks at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web at www.mnbfurnitureinc.com. You can give them a call at 309-772-2111.
So 2 quick scores here for Polo. We've seen this before, Chris, and this is kind of where you have to decide on what's going to happen here. Is the snowball going to get bigger as it rolls down the hill, or the Spartans going to be able to find something here to get the momentum on their side?
Right. We saw that, of course, early on in some games.
Once again, a squib kick right up the middle, going to be fielded by number 4 this time for the Spartans, right about the 50-yard line.
Xander Jones on the recovery, and Jeff, the Marcos have clearly seen film, and definitely you don't want to kick the ball to number 1.
Yeah, they're not even kicking it deep. I mean, they're kicking it to the front line. The last one was a pop-up kick. It's almost like they're reserved to give BPC short field. 2 wide receiver set, shotgun formation, 1 setback for the Spartans. 3rd pass in a row for the Spartans. Ben Powell under pressure, going to throw one into the flats. Going to be incomplete, intended for Dalton Huffman, but Chris, that's a 3rd pass in a row. We haven't tried to run the ball yet.
Right, coverage by Avery Grenoble on the play for the Marcos.
Empty backfield for the Spartans once again. Beginning to drop back. Quick throw out here to the flats. Going to be incomplete. Pass intended for Sean Link.
Sean Link is incomplete.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. So if you passed on the first 2, more likely going to pass on 3rd down 2.
Right. Have yet to see a run out of the BPC offense. That'll stop the clock at 9:20 to play here in the opening quarter.
Wide receiver to the far side. Powell in the shotgun. Huffman the lone setback. Going to drop back, look to pass the flat here. It's going to be completed to Dalton Huffman, but he's going to have a short gain.
Maybe 4.
Looks like gain of 3.
Gain of 3 yards on the completion. 4th down.
And we're going to see a punt for BPC as it's 4th and 7 from the Marco 47-yard line.
Ardelia to do the punting. Soto back to do the returning. And we got a flag on the play. It's going to be offsides on the Marcos. Now that's going to bring up a 4th and 3 now.
Preliminary call.
Do you go for it here? That's going to move the ball down inside the 45 to the 42. And that's going to be less than 2. I'll call it 2. Yep, 43
Ardea is going to come out.
Yep.
The offense is going to come to the field for the Spartans here on 4th down. One wide receiver far side, split by our single back. Going to fake the handoff. Powell's going to keep it off the right side. Ooh. He's going to get hit right at the line of scrimmage.
I don't know. He had to get to the 40, and
I
think he got maybe a yard on the play.
That's what they marked it, was a yard difference.
Powell with a short gain. It is a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 for Polo.
So the Markles will take over 1st and 10 from their own 41 this time.
Polo comes out their 3rd possession of the contest. Shotgun formation. Salto going to hand it off to Grenoble off the right side. He's going to take it down the far sideline, make some Spartans miss, cut it back to the center of the field, finally get brought down just shy of the 30-yard line.
And take it down to 32-yard line, it looks like, a BPC.
20. We're going to say 29 on the play. Handoff to the near side. Nothing but green grass in front of him. He turns the corner, and there's nobody out there.
Grenoble
on the handoff is in for the 32-yard touchdown. Is that an 801?
801, yep.
Little run pass option, and it's going to be good for the two-point conversion.
88, Nathaniel Yingling on the 2-point conversion. So with 8:01 to play, it's now 22-0 in favor of the Marcos. We'll be back here in 30 seconds.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
We're back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 8:01 to play in the opening quarter. It's nothing but the Polo Marcos at this point, 22-0.
Yeah, 5 plays, 3 touchdowns for Polo.
Lane Hubland back deep for BPC. Carter Murdian set the kick.
And the kick is going to be a little squib kick up the middle again. It's going to be fielded, I believe, by Xander once again.
Yep.
Kick down by number 4, Xander Jones.
It's like the Bombers are on top of the Trojans early in the opening quarter, 8-6.
Spartans will take over, 1st and 10. Ball on their own 48-yard line. Spartans not much success so far. They've got 8 yards on 2 passes. Once again, another pass, going to drop back, been under pressure, throws it over the middle, little tip drill, going to be incomplete.
That was almost intercepted twice. 20, Grenoble, and then number 12, Billy Lowry. Both of those Marco players almost with an interception.
Yeah, before the game down here, Chris, the defensive backs were running tip drills, and that was one of them right there. They had the perfect opportunity. He just couldn't quite get his hands on it for the interception, but we'll bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Spartans. Fake handoff, going to be an underneath screen pass, and that's going nowhere. Fake the handoff to Lane Huffman, then come back with a little underneath screen, and he's going to lose the 3 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 13.
Grenoble on the stop, number 20 for the Marcos.
So 3rd and 13 here for the Spartans. Going to come out 2 wide receiver set. Shotgun formation. Huffman the lone setback. Powell going to drop back to pass. He's going to be under pressure from the far side. He's going to get brought down, swung down in the backfield all the way back to the 31-yard line.
Loss of 14 on the sack.
Dropped at about the 30-yard line.
Fernandez, 22 on the sack.
Brings up 4th down for the Spartans.
4th and a country mile for BPC. 4th and Prairie City from Arnie. Good kick.
Good kick by Adelia, but poor breakdown on special teams. They got a flag back here in the backfield, but Sulco going to take it all the way into Spartan territory down to the 41-yard line. But 3 blue jerseys right in front of him, and none of them broke down to make the tackle.
Legal block in the back is the call against Polo.
So it'll be a legal block in the back on the Marcos.
So 10 yards from where the flag is, so should be 1st and 10 from around the 32-yard line.
Clock at 6:29 to play here in the opening quarter. 22-0 in favor of the Marcos.
Marches them back to the 32-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for Polo.
Polo with the ball here once again in the first quarter. Already on top of your Spartans, 22-0 here in the first quarter. Straight up the middle with 17. Socho once again. This time he's going to get corralled by quite a few blue jerseys.
55 in there.
Carter Chambers. Looks like a gain of 3.
Powell, I think Dalton Huffman may be in on that. Like I said, there was a bunch of blue shirts around on that tackle.
It's the first time we've held him under 70 yards on a carry tonight.
That's going to decrease the yards per carry there.
He was averaging 72.5 yards per carry. Shotgun formation for Polo. Handoff to Grenoble. He's going to take it off the far side.
Grenoble, the ball carrier.
Spins it up to about the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up their first 3rd down tonight, Chris.
Jake Willie with a stop.
Jake Willie on the stop. Gain of 5. Call a gain of 5,
yeah.
So 3rd and 2.
Third and 2 now for Polo. I-back formation. Going to be a straight dive play here off the near side. Solto, the ball carrier.
Still on his feet.
Finally going to get wrapped up. He's going to have a gain of 5 and a first down.
Kramer on the stop for BPC.
First down for the Marcos.
And it's going to be a timeout taken by the Spartans. So at 4:53 remaining here in the first quarter, it's 22-0. Spartans trailing to the Marcos of Polo.
Do you see a halftime score? West Prairie on top of Galva, 28-6 at the half. Here we're brought to you by Webb Family Farms. They've been growing corn, soybeans, and Spartans for 5 generations. Nathan, Lisa, Jamie, Cyrus, Terry, and Linda wish all BPC athletes good luck this season. We're also brought to you by King Family Chiropractic with locations in Bushnell and Macomb. They support the Bushnell-Prairie City Athletics. They offer office hours in Macomb Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Bushnell Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. To set an appointment, give them a call at 309-837-MyDC. That's 6932. They also perform DOT and CDL physicals for just $85. Also, Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell, for over 100 years, Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell has been servicing the local community's needs for personal and business banking as well as home and agricultural lending. And we'll finish that up after this play.
1st and 10 for Polo. Shotgun formation. Handoff up the middle. He's going to be hit in the backfield, and he's going to lose probably 2 yards.
Grenoble.
Grenoble on the carry. It looked like
Chambers.
Carter Chambers on the tackle.
Maybe Nate Kramer in there as well.
Nate Kramer and Carter Chambers.
Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell. Stop by their main branch at 484 East Main Street or their drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. Farmers and Merchant is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Shotgun formation for Polo. Handoff off the far side. He's going to scamper around the outside. Lots of green grass in front of him. Makes a cut on Willie. That makes him force him back outside all the way down to about the 15-yard line.
It's like at the 17 maybe.
First down for the Marcos.
Gain of 27, it looks like.
Ball placed at the 18-yard line.
Handoff goes to the left side. He breaks it back out and reverses field to the near sideline. Looks like he's going to have enough for a first down and a gain of about 14.
Mark it just short of the 5.
Ben Powell forces him out of bounds near the 5-yard line.
3:58 to play here in the first quarter. 22-0 lead for the Marcos.
First and goal here for Polo. Shotgun formation, wing back here to the near side. Grenoble alone setback with Solto. Solto's going to keep it off the near side. Going to get wrapped up, but he's just going to plow his way forward and in for the touchdown.
For the score for Polo.
So with 3:52 to play, now a 28-0 lead for Polo.
Timeout taken by Polo.
So with that, we're going to step aside for a minute, and we'll be back here at Bushnell-Prairie City High School.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
We're back here at Bushnell-Prairie City High School. 3:52 to play in the opening quarter. 28-0 lead for the Marcos is out of the timeout. They'll line up for the two-point conversion.
Two-point conversion attempt now for Polo. Motion to the outside. Going to look to pass. Solto going to pull it down. Still looking to pass. Trying to make up his mind. Now throws. Going to be knocked away there in the backfield.
Ben Powell on the pass breakup.
So the two-point conversion is no good. 28-0 the score here in the first quarter. The Marcos of Polo on top.
We're brought to you by Raritan State Bank. Bushnell branch located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell offers full-service banking and loan services for all your banking needs. Come visit the bank at friendly service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
14-8 the score from Elmwood Brimfield. Elmwood Brimfield on top of the Macomb Bombers.
The football team will be in action on Monday at West Prairie and Scioto. Be sure to catch the JV football players on Monday at Scioto. Carter Murdian ready to kick.
So Polo gets the ball teed up once again. All three of their kicks have been pretty much right to about the 50-yard line. Lane Huffman is back deep. This one's going to be a little squibber, though. It's going to squirt through. Huffman's going to finally pick one up, but he's going to make something happen. If not, if he's going to run quite a few yards sideways. That ball was out after he was down on the ground, but Huffman's going to get a short return after the first time being able to get his hands on a kickoff here.
He gets around that corner past Grenoble. There was some green field ahead of him.
Going to be Spartan 1st and 10. Ball on the, let's see where they finally spot it.
35.
Ball on the 35-yard line.
Correction on the JV game. It's been moved to Tuesday. JV game's Tuesday, not Monday.
Ben Powell in the shotgun, directing traffic. Huffman off to his left, one wide receiver out to the far side. Handoff's going to go to Huffman up the middle. He's going to bounce it back outside, catch a block from Ben Powell. And finally, the Spartans have a positive yardage. That's not a pass play as he goes 5 yards, brings up a 2nd and 5.
Clock down at 3:30 to play here in the opening quarter. 28-0 lead for the Marcos.
Second and 5 now for the Spartans. Looks like they're going to come out in their own little I-back formation. Toss sweep to the far side. Lane's going to make it. Oh, ball on the ground.
Polo on the football. 23 on the fumble recovery. Caden Webster.
Ball is fumbled and recovered by Polo.
So the Marcos will have it 1st and 10 from the BPC 42-yard line. 2:55 to play here in the opening quarter.
First and 10, ball on the 42-yard line. Salto's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to the far side is going to be wrapped up. And we're going to have a flag come chucked in from the referee's position.
Chambers on the stop.
I have a feeling that's going to be a face mask.
Was Grenoble on the carry.
Oh, no, blocking the back. Actually, the way he got thrown backwards, I thought maybe they...
Yeah, I did too for a minute. So I'll move it back on the Polo side of the...
Just shy of it.
Just short. Yep, just short of it.
10-yard penalty.
At the BPC 49.
Ball just shy of the 50.
Just past the 50.
Right.
It's on the 50 going in.
It's that new math, right?
So after the penalty, they'll come back out. First and 19. It's going to be a handoff here to the near side. Nice read there. Held that as long as he could.
Grenoble on the carry. And he's going to be just short of the first down, it looks like.
A gain of 18.
18-yard gain by Grenoble.
At the end there, he kind of stiff-armed Sean Link to the ground.
And you said it, that great play in the backfield there for the Marcos. Clock down to 1:45 to play in the opening quarter. 28-0 lead for Polo. And they'll have it 2nd and 1 from the BPC 33-yard line.
I-back formation, quarterback under center. Straight dive play off the far side with Solto. He's going to spin off the first tackler and get enough for a first down. Finally get brought down at around the 25-yard line. Looks like maybe the 26 or 7-yard line.
I think Link on the initial tackle and trip up, but Solto will be able to get
7.
A few more yards after the contact.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 27-yard line. Shotgun formation this time for the Marcos. High snap, going to be a read play, going to hand it off to Grenoble. He's going to get hit first by Pierce in the backfield, and then Kramer comes in to clean it up with a little help from Hodgkins.
That's going to be a loss.
About 4.
Back to nose of football just on the other side of the 30-yard line. Clock down to 30 seconds to play.
Shotgun formation here on 2nd and 14. Salto's going to keep it off of left guard. He's going to get it back to about the original line of scrimmage, give him a gain of 4 and a 3rd and 10 now for the Marcos.
And that will do it after 1 quarter of play. It's 28-0 in favor of the Marcos. We'll be back here in just a minute on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans, in. Sweaters, out. Towels, in. Comforters, out. You decide. Whirlpool.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
We're back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, heading to quarter number 2. With the Marcos on top 28-0.
16-14, Bombers retake the lead over the Elmwood Trojans. Once again, you can catch that game also on TSR Game Time Live. We're back to action here. First play of the 2nd quarter. Shotgun formation for the Marcos. Salto's going to take the snap. It looks like he might look to pass here. He's going to be under pressure by Conley. Conley from the backside is going to drag him out of bounds. Give a sack to Conley on that one. It's going to go for a loss of maybe 1. It'll bring up a 4th down now for the Marcos.
Loss of a couple on the play.
King Conley on the sack.
4th down.
So 4th down, first 4th down for Polo on the evening. Now at 4th and 11 from the BPC 27-yard line.
And Polo's going to have to take a timeout as the play clock goes running down. 11:50 here in the second quarter. 28-0 to score. Polo on top.
We'll keep it here and tell you about Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar. Sports Corner at 124 with a focus of local sports. Catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcast at Sports Corner at 124, all while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street, Macomb. Also brought to you by Rosie's Pizza. They offer something for everyone with pasta sandwiches and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out at 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101.
So after the timeout here on 4th, and we'll call it 12 for the Marcos of Polo. Shotgun formation, wide receiver near side. Salto's going to look to throw. He's going to air one down the middle of the field. And I tell you what, we had good defense right there. Is that Dalton Huffman on the coverage?
Yep. Ball in and out of the hands of 23.
It was a well-placed ball because Dalton was right there with him. It was good coverage.
Caden Webster, the intended receiver for the Marcos.
So it'll be a turnover on down. Spartans take over 1st and 10. Ball on their own 27-yard line. Spartans going to spread it out with 2 wide receivers far side, empty backfield, Powell in the shotgun. No time as there's pressure off the near end here, and he has to rush the throw. It's going to be incomplete.
Webster on the blitz for the Marcos.
Chris, I don't even know that's a blitz. He's lined up at the end spot. No one just blocked him.
Untouched and unscathed right into the backfield of BPC.
I was watching their down linemen, and they've got 4 up there, but only 3 rushed. Now they've got 4 up there again.
Webster on the stop.
Yeah, Lane had nowhere to go.
Stop by Caden Webster.
Webster once again. It's going to be a loss of almost 5.
5-yard loss for Huffman. 3rd and 15.
So a 3rd and 15 here now for the Spartans. Shotgun formation. Huffman the lone setback, 1 wide receiver far side. Huffman's going to stay in the block. Ben's going to throw one out to the right side of Link, and that's just going to be over his head. It's going to be incomplete, brings up a 4th down.
Foul pass incomplete, intended for number 16, Sean Link. 4th down.
So that'll stop the clock at 10:54 to play in the first half.
Low snap to Ardelia. Once again, he has to hurry and get it off. It's going to be fielded right at the 50 by Salto.
He's going to take it up close to the 40-yard line.
Wow, Dalton Huffman just got waylaid in the back right in front of the official.
Sean Link drives him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Marcos.
Polo takes over 1st and 10. Ball just shy of the Spartan 40. Shotgun formation for Polo. Going to option near side. Going to pitch it out here. Nice tackle by Link as he's going to be the first one there. Kramer in to help clean it up. Grenoble's going to go for a gain of about 5.
It'll be 2nd and 5 from the Spartan 36-yard line.
Your assistant baseball coach. 2nd and 5 now for Polo. Wide receiver far side. 1 setback. Going to read it this time. He's going to keep it that time. That's a nice read by Salto. He's going to have the first down and a little extra. Give him a gain of almost 11 on the play.
Salto the run. 11-yard gain for Salto.
Take it down to the
1st and 10 Marcos.
25. 9:45 to play here in the opening half. 28-0 lead for the Marcos.
This time out of the shotgun. Looks like an option once again near side. Going to pitch it to Grenoble. He's going to try to cut it back inside. And powers his way forward for a gain of maybe 7.
Be down close to the 15. I'll mark it at 17.
I'm going with my original 7. That's
all right.
Close. Might be 6.5, but we're saying
well,
7.
They put it at the 18, so good call.
Arnie didn't argue with me. He just went ahead with it over the PA, so. Wide receiver far side for the Marcos. Straight keeper this time for Salto, and he's going to get wrapped up in the backfield, but he's going to break loose because reasons.
And he's in the end zone. Wow.
18-yard run for Salto for the touchdown. Wrapped up a yard deep in the backfield, but because we're trying to tackle around the shoulder pads, he's able to spin right out of it and run it in for the touchdown.
So that'll make it a 34-0 lead. 8:44 to play here in the opening half.
Is that an 8?
8:44, yes.
Two-point conversion on the way. Motion out to the far side. Salto's going to roll out, throw to the far side. And it's no good. He had a wide open receiver. He just threw it in a bad spot.
Jake Woolley on the deflection for BPC. So 8:44 to play, 34-0 favor here in the first half of the Polo Marcos. We'll be back in just a moment.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, also brought to you by Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street in Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School. Open April through October, Monday through Friday 10 to 6, and Saturday 10 to 4 for all your fresh produce needs. Be sure to follow their Facebook page for daily updates. Currently, they have pumpkins and other fall goodies available. Grover and Mary Jo at the counter, and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown.
Once again, a short kick going to be fielded right at the 50. Xander Jones once again all over it. Two wide receiver set, one setback for Powell in the shotgun. Going to drop back, look to pass, has some time this time. Going to throw it over the middle. It's going to be too high, intended for
incomplete.
Dalton Huffman.
Was that Dalton Huffman?
Yeah, 22.
For some reason I was reading 28, and I knew that wasn't right.
That'll stop the clock at 8:38 to play here in the first half.
Polo.
I knew our numbers went from 22-26. I knew there was no 28 out there.
Right.
And Ardelia was in front of me, so I knew it wasn't thrown
Right.
to him. So the incomplete pass brings up a 2nd and 10 now for the Spartans. Going to throw it here to the flat. It's going to be too high for Link.
Well, the official on the near side was almost with a catch.
I almost think that probably worked out better than, because that would have actually been a loss of yardage, and Casalto was closing in quick on that play.
It's like 42-6 now, the score, West Prairie over Galva in the second half.
Two wide receivers near side, no one in the backfield with Powell. Motion from Link. Going to fake the pitch to Link underneath. Powell's going to step up, going to loft one down the center of the field, and it's going to be caught by Dalton Huffman.
Now pass complete to Dalton
Going to take it down inside the 20 to about the Marco 18.
31-yard pass completion.
First and 10, VPC.
I thought Dalton came up holding his arm there a little bit. His left arm. Empty backfield once again. Going to be a quick screen underneath with Link. He's going to make one guy miss and trying to get upfield, but lost his footing there, which didn't help any. But
Going to be a loss of a yard on the play.
Looks like a loss of one. They almost got it back to the line of scrimmage.
Clock down to 7:45 to play here in the opening half. 34-0 lead for the Marcos.
You know, that wasn't. We're still going to call it a 2nd and 10 because that
really
didn't move
no.
much. So it was more of like a loss of a half yard. So 2nd and 10 now for the Spartans. Two wide receiver set. Lane Huffman in the backfield. Fake the handoff to Lane. Powell's going to come off the right side. He's going to have it across the 15 to about the 14-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the play.
5-yard gain for Ben Powell.
So 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7.
From the 15.
4-down territory unless they want to kick a field goal, but you're down 34-0. I don't know what a field goal will get you.
3 points.
3 points on the board, but
not much to help into the deficit here.
Two wide receivers here. They're going to spread it out here on the short field. Ben Powell by himself in the backfield. He's going to drop back, look to throw. Plenty of room. Run it, Ben. Ben's finally going to pull it down. Lots of running room out there to the far sideline.
Still on his feet. Going to be wrapped up just short of the 10.
Yeah, we'll see where they're going
About
to
the
mark
11.
it. I thought he was over the 10 and then got pushed back. So
Looks like they may, yeah, they're going to mark it right at the 10. So
A couple yards short of the first
4th
down
and a
marker.
short 2.
2nd and 2 yards to go.
Clock under 6 to play here in the opening half.
I applaud Ben for moving up in the pocket and trying to keep the pass alive, but at that point, you got that much green in front of you, just take off with it.
Yeah, he had a ton of space, open space on that far side.
I actually think it closed down. He waited just a little bit too long, and it closed down on him. So here it is on 4th and 2. Low snap. Ben's going to have to just make something happen, and Snap killed it on that one. They stood no chance of doing anything, and unfortunately, Ben's going to lose about 8 yards on the play.
So the Marcos will take over 1st and 10 from the Polo 21-yard line. Nope, the 15. Or the 14.
So I learned something today. The big hash marks on the outside are where your whole numbers are at.
Okay.
The big hash marks are every 10 yards.
I see that now. Thank you.
I learned that because I've lined the field.
that would help.
Shotgun formation for the Marcos. Going to be a run play to the far side. Option out. Going to have a flag thrown in the backfield.
That is Grenoble.
And he's going to cut it all the way back across here to the near sideline. He's got a large gain in front of him. Finally going to step out of bounds.
Grenoble goes out of bounds.
But the officials say
waving back.
Bring it all the way back because there's a flag in the backfield.
And it looks like we're going to go back.
Flag down at the 13. Holding. That is the call. Hold on the Marcos.
Holding against Polo.
And if it's from where the flag is, it's going to move them. I guess they might do half the distance to the goal here. Because where that flag is thrown is just outside the 10-yard line. So, yeah, they'll go half the distance to the goal. They'll move it back 5 yards.
To about the 6.
To about the 6-yard line. So it's going to be – it's going to bring it 1st and about 17. Snap high, going to be brought in by Salto. He's going to bring it off to the right side and up the middle. Powers his way forward, and he's going to have it close to a – well, he's going to have a gain of about
15?
Well, about 12.
Mark it at the 17.
High snap, going to fake the option and going to – ooh, he still had time to pitch it, but
you could see he was wanting to get rid of that football.
Going to be a short gain of about 2. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4, we'll say.
Clock at 4:15 to play here. First half, 34-0 lead for the Marcos.
Salto with 13 carries, 225 yards here in the first half. Wide receiver far side for the Marcos. Salto in the shotgun formation, one setback to his right. Going to follow that setback straight up the middle. He's going to break a tackle, bring it to the near sideline. Lots of green grass in front of him. He's going to cut on Link, cut back into the center field. Finally gets brought down by Carter Chambers, but not before he's to the Spartan 43-yard line.
Jalen Conway coming up a little limp, and the foot
30,
for BPC.
38-yard.
It's got to take it to the Spartan 42.
First and 10 now, Marcos. Going to be a timeout taken by BPC.
3:22 to play here in the first half. We'll be back in just a moment.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit others.
We're back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, also brought to you by the Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief weekly edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also receive a Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations at Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville.
So 1st and 10 Marcos, ball on the Spartan 42-yard line. 34-0 to score here from Bushnell-Prairie City High School. Snap back to the handoff to Grenoble off the right side. He's going to take it across there through a seam up the middle. Down the far sideline, tries to cut it back, still going, and in for the touchdown. 42-yard run for Grenoble. That will make it 40-0 unless something happens here in the next 3 minutes for the Spartans. That means a running clock into the second half, Chris.
Yes, it does.
Two-point conversion attempt on the way.
Pass was caught by 45, Landon Brooks.
11 remaining in the first half. Polo 42, BPC 0.
.311 to play here in the first half. We'll be back in just a moment.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH. You know, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
Lane Huffman back deep for BPC.
We're back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Marcos had the ball teed up on the 40. Lane Huffman back deep to do the returning. Don't think he's going to get a kick because they haven't kicked one back there. Accidentally got one to him earlier, but a little squib kick now to the far sideline, and it's going to bounce out of bounds.
Kick sails out of bounds.
It'll be an illegal procedure. Move the ball to the 35. 1st and 10 Spartans.
That's the worst field position we've had on the field.
Coach Arnold makes it a good point. That's actually the worst field position we've had on a kickoff.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for BPC at their own 35.
Bounds, ball spotted at the 35. 1st and 10, Bushnell-Prairie City.
Spartans going to come out with a 2 wide receiver set. Huffman near side, Link far side. Powell in the shotgun, going to hand off straight ahead to Lane Huffman. Lane's going to power forward for a gain of about 3.
Looks like it's at halftime in Elmwood, 24-14 in favor of the Bombers over the Elmwood Brimfield Trojans.
Yeah, I was watching that, Chris, there, and it looked like they were starting to play the clock game, knowing that Elmwood's not a quick strike kind of offense. 2 wide receiver set once again. Powell in the shotgun. Handoff straight ahead to Huffman. He's going to bounce it outside. He's going to have it across the
first down
40, across the 45. And he is going to have just enough for a first down. Give him a gain of 7 and a first down for the Spartans.
2:32 on the clock.
First down, BPC.
42-0 lead for the Marcos of Polo High School.
Three wide receiver set, empty backfield, bad snap. Powell's going to have to pick it up. He no more picked the ball up off the deck and was wrapped up. He's going to lose 5 on the play.
Fernandez and Webster in on the stop for the
Foul,
Marcos.
Backfield by Caden Webster.
That's not the first time we've seen a low snap tonight going back. And
Loss of about 5.
as soon as Ben picked that one up, he was already wrapped up. Huffman far side, Link near side. Hand off to Lane Huffman, but nowhere to go up the middle as there's nothing but 3 white jerseys right there in the hole. Lane's going to get brought down for a loss of about 3.
Fernandez on the stop. Soto also in on the stop. Down to a minute 15 to play here in the first half.
Going to bring up a 3rd and about 17 now for the Spartans. Low snap, corralled this time by Ben. He's got time to throw, but he ran out to where the blocker was. Now he's going to try to throw that to Lane Huffman.
And almost picked off by number 17.
Intended for Lane Huffman.
I'm going to say down on the or incomplete pass.
Should be an incomplete pass, and we'll bring back up at 4th down.
That'll stop the clock with 27.9 seconds to play.
So 4th down, looks like the Spartan offense is going to stay on the field here. Nope, never mind. As I say that, Ardea comes out to do the punting. We've seen his first couple punts, though. We've mentioned before that he's kind of a slow rhythm guy back there on the punt, and we've seen 2 of them almost get blocked tonight.
Polo with nobody back deep. Good kick.
Nice kick, and take a good Spartan bounce down to the 30, down
26.
to about the 26, 25-yard line.
Clock stopped with 15.2 seconds to play. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a look at the stats and another Dwayne Hulett interview on the MDH halftime again.
Looks like they might take a knee here.
And they will, and that will be our halftime score, 42-0 in favor of the Marcos of Polo High School. We'll be back in just a moment.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
And we're back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH at the half. 42-0 in favor of the Marcos of Polo High School. As we will step aside here and let you take a listen to the BPC marching band here at halftime.
Please welcome to the field your 2022 Spartans Marching Band, led by drum major Janet Lentini. The Lego Movie was released in 2014 and made almost $470 million at the box office. It received an Oscar nomination for the song Everything is Awesome, and the song was certified platinum in 2017. Here is Everything is Awesome. Tonight is the last marching band performance for our seniors who are in volleyball and cross country. Please congratulate Avery Gullidge, Janet Lentini, Kylie Norris, Elizabeth Suter, and Nathan Spangler, who is competing in a national cattle show, for their dedication. The 2018 film A Star is Born was nominated for 8 Oscars. It won only one category, Best Original Song. Co-written by Lady Gaga and performed with co-star Bradley Cooper, Shallow has sold well over 4 million copies. Here is Shallow.
That was the Bushnell-Prairie City Marching Band. And join us up here in the booth, Brent Glisson. Brent, a EMT on the Bushnell Fire and Rescue Department. I used to say Chief Brent Glisson, but those days have gone by. But still giving your time, still doing the paramedic running on the rescue squad. And the main reason I got Brent up here tonight is next Saturday, October 8th, is the Rocktoberfest. And what can you tell us about that?
This will be the first year that we've done it. It's something new that we decided to try. A lot of other departments that did it. We're going to bring in a band. The band that we're going to bring in is Decade of Decadence. They're an Illinois 80s hair band, tribute band, really big band. They're popular. They play in Iowa, Illinois, some Indiana. They play all around. So we're going to bring them in out to the VFW Park. We're going to start at open up the gates at 5. We've got barbecue, and then they're going to start to play from 7 to 11.
And Damon Wright's doing the grilling and the barbecuing to provide the food, and as I said earlier, there'll be beverages available.
Yes, all beverages will be available for everybody out there. It's $10 a ticket to get in. We had some sponsored tables. We did really well with those sponsored tables. We did have a couple of businesses and individuals that told us that they weren't going to be able to make it, and they actually still contributed but told us to put their tables back up. So we still do have just 2 tables left, and that's it. They're all gone.
So if you're interested in getting a table, it's $250 for the sponsored table. What that gets you is it's for 6 people.
Six entry tickets and 12 beverage tickets. Yes.
So, and that goes towards the. Like I said, this is a fundraiser. I know some extrication equipment is what the goal is. Is that?
Yeah, it's $37,000 is what we're going to replace our extrication equipment. We're going to get away from the gas pumps that are very difficult to start when you're out there in January and it's 24 below zero.
I've been there.
That stuff doesn't run, and you get out there and the hydraulics freeze up and stuff. So we're going to go to battery-operated units, and we've raised enough to we already have one of the tools ordered. It takes a little while to get things now. It's been out there. So we've got 2 more to raise, and we're hopeful that we come out of this and we get the money raised for the other 2, and then we'll have new extrication battery-operated equipment.
Well, Brent, we thank you coming up here. We know, you volunteer your time for the bar department. You guys are also volunteering your time to come out here because all high school games have to have medics on hand. So you and the other guys that are down there, we thank you for doing this. And once again, next week, gates open at 5, VFW Park on the Little Diamond.
Little Diamond. Good band, good show. Come out, like I say, just enjoy yourselves. For a lot of us that were into that kind of music, it's a step back in time, and it's going to be a really good time. We've followed this band, and they're a really good band. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be stepping back in the past. It's going to be a really good time.
Well, I know Chris and I are excited. I mean, I'll be working, but I'll be there too. So, but Brent, thanks for coming up,
and thanks, guys.
And we'll see you next time.
All right, bye-bye. Thanks, guys.
All right, welcome back here. I'm with Dr. Ed Card from MDH, and Dr. Card, you're a face that a lot of people throughout Macomb. I've worked in Macomb and media for a long time, so I've heard your name, seen advertisements with your name and picture in it for, we're not going to talk about how long, but it's been a while, okay? You're quote-unquote retiring, sort of, but you're the chief medical officer still.
True. I am no longer doing surgery. I'm no longer doing clinical medicine. I have 2 very good partners coming in who are going to be taking over the clinical side of things. And I want to be there for them to help them with the transition into private practice and so just provide some support. They don't need a whole lot of support, but for what they do need, I want to be there. And then I'm transitioning into full-time administrative position as the chief medical officer, which puts me in charge of the quality program, the patient safety program, and the med staff office, as well as utilization management. And those are all areas that we've been working on in the past. And I've been chief medical officer for 2 years, but now I can devote a lot more time, a lot more energy to improving those programs, and by extension then improving the quality and safety of care at our hospital.
I feel like that seeing you as many years as you put in at MDH and being willing and able to stick around after you're done doing surgery, you're done doing your clinical hours, you're willing to stay here. To me, that must mean that you feel like MDH is on the right track and doing things the way you want it to be done, right?
I thoroughly believe that. I think we're in a better place now, clinically, administratively, and with the new surgeons. I think we're in a better place than we've been in all the time that I've been here. And while we've tried not to mention it, it's only been 38 years.
So you have a few things up your sleeve that you can, the new guys and girls and whoever might come after you while you're still here, you've got a few tricks you can probably teach them, right?
You pick up a couple of things in that long period of time of doing surgery. And when I started, I did a lot of vascular surgery, but most of that now is done by cardiology and radiology. So that has sort of faded, but we're doing a lot more laparoscopic things. Dr. Peck is actually trained in laparoscopy, took a fellowship. Dr. White is very, very good, and I think the two of them together, both women, but I think that they're going to be incredible. I really think they're going to be very, very good. And the strengths of one balance off the other areas for the other. It's really a very nice synergistic pairing of those two who are both very, very good.
And I would imagine that your license obviously is still going to be valid, so if it gets into a pinch and they call Dr. Card and say, hey, we need something right now, you're probably still here and able to do that?
I've been known to answer that. I'm still around and available if there are questions or problems or things, people need an extra pair of hands in the operating room or run into something they haven't seen before. I'm still going to be around for that, and in fact, helped with an operation this morning. So I think that's going to be a nice transition for me, because I don't have to just stop being in the operating room, and hopefully helpful for Dr. Peck and Dr. White as well.
I would imagine after 38 years, just stopping something would be like stopping cigarettes, right? It'd be really hard to do.
Oh, no.
No? Oh.
It's not being on call is pretty okay. I'm enjoying that. So that is not a difficult transition at all. Came to town when I was 29 years old and have been doing surgery here all that time. And you sort of go through phases. There's the scared phase when you're first starting. Then there's the I can't believe how exciting and fun this is. And I've moved into the third phase, which is this really is work. So I think it's time for me to move to other things, and certainly not compete for patients with our two new surgeons.
Well, I can speak for most of the people, I think, in Macomb and McDonough County. We're happy you're still around. Thank you for everything you've done through the years. I think that you've probably become a Macomb homie after spending over half your life here anyway, right?
Pretty close. I still can't trace back people's ancestry 3 generations like everybody else in town can. So I'm not a true Macombite yet. But the other side of that is that the community has been incredibly kind to me through the course of my career, entrusting me with their care and with their health. And I'm
And we're back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 42-0 lead for the Polo Marcos. I want to mention that Dalton Strode qualified to move on to sectionals in golf for BPC.
Country Hills
Well, that would help if I turn your mic back up. Take two. Take two.
Country Hills Golf Course in Greenview.
Yes, down towards the Petersburg area.
Like 14 out of 18 holes have water on it. Something like that, 13.
Wow. Our Coach Arnold says that 14 out of 18 holes have some sort of water hazard on them.
Well, I'd be taking about 24 golf balls to maybe get through a round, if that. Might need more. Did want to pass along late in the fourth quarter. West Prairie on top of Galva 49-12. I think Macomb, last I checked, still at the half. As BPC will get the football to start the second half.
I'll probably pull the Macomb game up here in the second half. We'll have a running clock here, and we're already set to go as the Marcos of Polo have the ball teed up on the 40-yard line. They'll be kicking off to start the second half to the Spartans. And much like in the first half, they're doing the kicking. They'll be the Polo, or the Marcos this time, will be defending the south end zone. Little squib kick to the far side. Going to be corralled at about the 41-yard line.
Got on that. Was that 20-21? Evan Pierce.
Evan Pierce downs the ball.
Again, 42-0 here at the half.
First and 10,
and
BBC.
we're just underway in the third quarter.
Looks like Macomb might have scored a touchdown already, but Spartans here in the shotgun formation. Going to be a pass out to the flat. It's going to be caught by Dalton Huffman. Going to be a gain of about 3. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 7.
Final score 49-14 for the Cyclones over the Galva Wildcats.
Hand off to Lane Huffman here near side. He's going to get wrapped up from behind and get brought down, maybe a short gain of 1.
Jonathan Mummert on the stop.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
$10-10 to play here in the third quarter.
3rd and 6 now for the Spartans. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Empty backfield for Powell. Low snap. Going to roll out to his left. Going to throw it into the flat. It's going to be caught by Dalton Huffman. He'll have enough for a first down. Get it across midfield all the way down to about the 44-yard line of the Polo, or the Marcos of Polo.
Fernandez, 22 on the stop for the Marcos.
Gain of 10 for Huffman on the reception.
Not much there at all for Wayne Huffman. And
No.
so he's going to go back about a yard or 2.
By Jacob Monaco.
Looks like a loss of 1.
Loss of 1.
56, Jacob Monaco on the stop.
Second and 11 here for the Spartans. 2 wide receivers. Powell, ball on the ground, and it looks like it's going to be recovered by...
Well, still wrestling around.
Ball on the ground.
Marco football.
Recovered by Polo.
The snap was off, the handoff was off, and I don't know if anyone ever actually corralled the ball, and it went off Conley's leg, and so a turnover.
First and 10, Polo. At the 46.
Looks like some new jerseys in there for Polo on offense. I-back formation. Handoff right up the right side. That's number 22 on the carry.
Fernandez.
Dilo Hernandez, the ball carrier.
Dilo Fernandez on the carry.
Gain of a couple.
Gain of about 2. Lone setback. Quarterback under center, though. Wing back off to the right. Motion to the near side, and it's going to be a fumbled snap. Ball on the ground.
I think the quarterback back on it for the Marcos.
They're saying third down, and it's going to be a loss back to almost the original line of scrimmage. A loss of 2, bring up a 3rd and 9.
It's like number 10, Carter Meridian, in at quarterback right now for the Marcos.
3rd and 9 for Polo.
Clock down to 6:35 to play here in the third quarter.
Little counter play to the far side. He's going to squirt through after breaking some tackles. Have enough for a Polo first down all the way down to about the 35-yard line of the Spartans.
Dilo Fernandez on the carry for the Marcos.
Polo.
Take it down to the Spartan 35-yard line.
Gain of about 14 on the play. Motion near side from the wing back, and a handoff to the fullback off the right side. He's going to be brought down after a very short gain of about 1.
27, Brady Wolber on the carry, I believe.
Gain of 1. 2nd and 9.
Bring up a 2nd and 9 now for Marco. Just under 5 for Polo. Just under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Little counter play back here to the near side, and he's going to break all of the tackles once again. Finally gets brought down inside the 5 and around the 4-yard line.
Sean Lank on the stop for BPC.
Gain of 31 on the play.
31-yard gain for Wolber.
Going to bring up a 1st and goal, ball on the 4-yard line. Quarterback under center, wing back to the right. Tailback behind him. Motion to the right this time. It's going to come back near side. Quarterback's going to pull it and run it out toward the near side and be in for the touchdown.
Meridian in for the score.
Meridian in from a 4-yard run. Make the score 48-0 with the extra point on the way.
Score coming at 3:28 to play here in the third.
Two-point conversion now. Going to be a toss sweep. Ball on the ground. They're going to just fall on it, so the two-point conversion will be no good.
2-point try, no good.
2:45 remaining in the third quarter. 48-0 the score here from Bushnell-Prairie City High School.
Polo,
We're back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
24-14 the score from Elmwood Brimfield. Macomb Bombers on top. I believe that game's in the third quarter. Actually, the third quarter might have just ended. We're set to kick off here. About a minute and a half left in the third quarter.
Meridian set to kick.
Give him one. Lane's going to pick the ball up. He's going to return it here to the near field. Going to turn the corner. Can't quite get the corner turned, though. It gets brought down at about the 46-yard line.
31, Noah Dewey on the stop for the Marcos.
Make that the 46-yard line. 1st and 10, BPC.
Clock ticks under a minute to go here in the third quarter. 48-0 the score here from Bushnell-Prairie City High School. The defending state champions, the Marcos of Polo, on top. Give me a handoff to the near side. That is going to be Conley. That is a horse collar tackle. The referee from behind calls it. The referee that was standing right there, the official standing right there, didn't. So it's going to be
a call against the Marcos.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle.
And that's going to be probably the final play of this third quarter, as we're down to 18 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, they're going to mark this off. It'll be enough for a first down and a little more. It should take it to about the 39-yard line. Correction, 36-yard line. And that will effectively end the third quarter. So 48-0 the score here from Bushnell-Prairie City High School.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
Allen.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
King. Morgan Lowe, Johnny Countryman, and Peyton Gallagher.
Looks like Albert Pujols hit his 701st home run tonight.
I believe that tied the game at 1.
Even a Cub fan's impressed. Spartans come out 1st and 10 here. Handoff's going to go to Conley. He's going to battle his way forward for a short gain of about 3, maybe.
Yeah, we'll call it a gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
It's going to be a fake handoff this time. Powell's going to keep it around the near end.
Ben Powell, the ball carrier.
Across the
Looks like
30.
he'll have enough for a first down. Looks like he's going to have
Close.
a gain right at 7 yards.
No signal yet. Clock at 11 to play.
Now they're signaling first down, so a gain of 7 for Ben.
First down, Spartans.
Fake to Conley, throw out into the flat for Link, and it's going to be just out in front of good coverage, though. They're on the far sideline.
34, Gage Ziegler on the coverage.
Link slow getting up.
And he's not getting up.
He kind of laid out for that ball and landed flat on his chest. A good way to get the wind knocked out of you.
So officials timeout, 10:26 to play here in the fourth quarter. We can tell you about the MDH athletic trainers and MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations of Bushnell and Macomb. They provide expert help to Spartan student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org and down in District Hospital. More than a hospital care, a hospital care. Well, we're going to step aside for a minute, and we'll be back here in 30 seconds.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans in, sweaters out, towels in, comforters out. You decide. Whirlpool.
Back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. I think that Macomb-Elmwood game may actually just be at halftime. And West Prairie with the win 49-12 over Galva. I think that squares the Cyclones record at 3-3.
I don't know what else we got going on in the area. Let me see if I can find anything. They've got an 18-12 score. Was Havana playing Abington tonight?
Yes.
18-12. Havana on top. I don't know what. It's not giving me a quarter or anything. Farmington 27, Rushville Industry 16.
Second and 10 for the Spartans.
Well, we're back to live action here. Spartans 2nd and 10. Hand off to Conley here. He's going to go near side. Going to cut it back towards center. He's going to power his way forward. He's going to have enough for a first down. It looks like he's down by about the 15-yard line.
Some other scores to see: Illini West 14, South Fulton 8.
Looks like he's going to be just short.
The first down.
Gain of 9 for Conley.
For BPC.
Conley's going to take this one and move it forward. This time he is going to get to the 15-yard line.
Looks like, yeah, they should give him forward progress, and that would be enough for a first down.
I don't know. This guy back here took a step back, and this guy over here even took a step back, but they put the ball right at the nose of the 15 and a first down.
First and 10, BPC at the Marco 15, 9:25 and counting here in the fourth quarter.
First and 10 now, Spartans. First time threatening to put points on the board tonight. Going to look to pass, throw it over the middle, and it is, just out of his hands.
Beekman?
That was Brock Beekman, the intended receiver.
Pass intended for Beekman, incomplete.
Beekman had to make an adjustment to his route and kind of laid out there at the end, but just couldn't hang on to it once he hit the ground.
So 2nd and 10 for the Spartans, the ball at the 15.
Spartans do have some new jerseys in there.
Let's see, 35. Lucas Buck as a receiver on the far side.
Beekman is in for Dalton Huffman. Going to look to pass again here. Throws one over the middle once again. It's going to be a flag on the play. It's going to be deep pass interference, but it's still a touchdown. I think that is to Brock Beekman.
It is.
Pass complete to Brock Beekman for the touchdown. Penalty marker down.
They're waving the flag off.
Waving the flag off. It'll be a touchdown, Spartans.
Looks like we're going to go for 2. Keep Ardelia on the sideline. I-back formation. Whoa, it was supposed to be a toss pitch to Conley, but
2-point try is no good. 7:20 remaining. Polo 48, BPC
So
6.
48-6 now with a score for BPC. And we'll step aside and be back in just a moment.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
We're back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I think Ardea came up playing that on that last punt. He's not out.
Nate Kramer teeing the ball up for the Spartans.
Kramer doing the kicking. That's why we went for the 2-point conversion. I don't see
him out.
Yeah, I don't see Ardelia out here on the. Kramer's going to do a squib kick up the middle of the field. Number 2, JT Stevenson, freshman, picked it up, started to run, and saw a bunch of blue jerseys in front. Decided best course of action was just go ahead and slide down.
Yep. Actually, I think he's street clothes.
Oh, I do believe so.
Yep. .505 to play, 48-6 lead for the Marcos. Of course, next Saturday, 2 o'clock, it'll be the Steamers of Amboy coming to town.
.2 p.m. Saturday
Yes.
contest. The pregame before the Rocktoberfest. Going to be a handoff straight up the middle. Look like Kramer and Chambers in on the tackle after a gain of about 1.
See what's on the carry number 1. Gage McGee.
Gain of 1.
Motion to the far side with the wing back. Handoff. Nope, fake the handoff to the fullback. Option outside.
12 on the carry, Billy Lowry.
Lowry, the ball carrier.
35 Buck on the
Kicks the
stop
ball
for
to the
BPC.
45. Lucas Buck on the stop for the Spartans.
We'll bring up a 3rd and 4.
.335 to play.
Handoff to the tailback, and he's going to get met right at the first down marker by Kramer.
And Chambers, 12 on the carry again, Billy Lowry.
He's going to have enough for a first down.
First down,
barely.
He got right to the marker, and Kramer just put a hit on him.
Clock down to 2:55 to play now.
First and 10 now for the Marcos of Polo. Waiting for the back judge to start the countdown before they're snapping the ball. Ball on the ground. Quarterback's going to pick it up, and he's going to get knocked forward for a gain of 1.
Kramer on the stop along with number 42, Tanner Pierce.
Ball on the good guy side of the 50, just barely.
Clock down to 2 minutes to play.
Wing back to the far side. Motion for the wing back. Handoff to the fullback up the middle, though, and he's going to go for a gain of maybe 3.
LeGee. 3-yard gain for LeGee.
Number 1 on the carry.
We'll bring up a 3rd. We're going to call it a long 5.
3rd and 5.
Long 5. Polo taking a lot of time off the clock in the huddle. They're going to come right to the line of scrimmage, and the officials already going to start the countdown on them. Or should have started the countdown on them by now. That is a very long play clock. Motion to the far side. Handoff to the fullback up the middle once again. Not a lot of running room.
LeGee, the ball carrier.
Maybe a gain of 1.
Gain of 1 for LeGee.
And
that may be it.
That should be it with the extended play clock on the last one. That should be enough. So that will bring the final here at Bushnell-Prairie City High School. 48-6 the score. The Marcos of Polo on top of your Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans. We'll probably run some ads here. And wait for the coaches to come up to finish out the broadcast.
We'll be back in just a couple moments.
We're an 11-bed ER. I pride myself on every day that the patients get what they need and see a physician when they need it. We want them to be headed towards the road of recovery when they leave here. I feel like we have nurses that care so much. We're more than a team. It's a family, and we want what's best for the patient.
The industry-first 2-in-1 removable agitator from Whirlpool gives you 2 ways to wash. Jeans in, sweaters out, towels in, comforters out. You decide. Whirlpool.
We're back here on TSSR Game Time Live in the JoJo's Gaming Parlor post-game show. They offer the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time live events presented by MDH. Events on the big screen. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. 48-6 the final score. What we're going to do now is I think we'll step aside again,
I'll give you.
All right, you got some stats?
We didn't do it here, so, I mean, we'll just give us a quick end of the game stats. Spartans, 64 yards of offense through the air. Leading receiver, Dalton Huffman with 52 yards. Brock Beekman with the lone score, 15-yard pass reception. Leading rusher is going to be Jalen Conley there at the end with 13 yards on 3 carries. Lane Huffman's going to finish the game with 7 yards on 7 carries, and Ben Powell is going to be negative 24 yards on the night on 7 carries. For Polo, I didn't keep the second half stats, but their first half stats will speak the volumes of what this game was all about. Soltau, 14 carries, 263 yards, followed by Grenoble with 10 carries for 127 yards. So just those two alone right there. And when you look at the scoring rundown, it's just those two. Yeah. I mean, the first two scores of the game were 72 and a 73-yard run. They had a 4 and a 17-yard runs were their shortest scoring plays. Other than that, it was 31, 42, and 2 70-yarders. Yeah, and they 3 touchdowns in the first 5 offensive plays for the Marcos in the first quarter. So 48-6 as the fog's starting to creep in here at BPC High School. Why don't we do this? We'll step aside for some commercials. We'll tell you about JoJo's Gaming Parlor again real quick. Then we'll step aside, get a couple commercials in, get the camera readjusted, and get set for our coaches interview. We are brought to you by here on the pre- and post-game shows on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. They offer the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. We're going to step aside, get a few commercials in, get things situated for the coaches interview, and we'll be back here to Bushnell-Prairie City High School in just a few moments.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here. I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Welcome back here to the post-game show. Coaches, I mean, there's a reason this team was is the defending state champions. These guys came in tonight, and it just seemed like there for the first first few series that you just didn't have an answer, and it seemed like those two running backs, I mean, they looked good.
Yeah. I mean, this team's got a lot of stuff we can learn from. You know, being a physical football team, I mean, that's the definition of a physical football team. They came out, they were firing from the beginning and stuff like that. So I keep telling our guys, like, hey, if we want to be a championship team, we got to be physical and we've got to tackle. Those are the two big things tonight that we preached the whole entire night, talked about it during halftime, and, you know, it's just things we got to keep working on. But, you know, with that being said, I feel like we're getting close. We are getting close. I can tell we got a great group of football players, and they just love the game. So.
And it wasn't, if you go back to like week 1, week 2, where we just had guys out of position or guys on their assignments, it didn't look like there was a lot of blown assignments, but just maybe their technique was a little better than our technique on a few times and opened the hole, and we just didn't adjust well to it.
Yeah. You want to get this one?
Yeah, and you know that was one of the main things we talked to him about tonight, and that's what we're going to be hitting hard this week is tackling. I mean, you guys all saw it. Everyone who's watching this saw it. You know, we're tackling high, and we're not using our pads. We're not bringing our bodies with us. We're not bringing our feet with us. We're making contact with our hands, trying to tackle by jerseys, and you know you're not going to win football games like that, and you make kids look like all-stars doing it, and you know our guys are more than capable of laying their shoulders down and making good tackles. So that's what they need to do this week.
Yeah, and we've seen, you know, the last couple of weeks, though, we've seen the progression of the tackling. It did look like tonight there was a little regression maybe a couple times, but, I mean, when you're a 6'4", 180-pound running back, you can't tackle him around the shoulder pads and be successful.
No, and that's what I told them in a huddle. I was like, hey, if I was tackling you guys around your heads, you would be thanking me and laughing at me. I mean, you know, you just got to play football the way it's supposed to be played, and that's what they need to do. And like you said, you know, you look at last week's film versus Peoria Heights, and it's a different ballgame. You know, we look like a different team. We're acting like a different team. They're flying around like they've got a chip on their shoulders. They're aggressive. And, you know, we were just missing a little bit of that tonight.
Little injury. We saw Ardelia kind of limp off on a punt, and we saw Kramer doing it. Are we –
I'm not 100% sure on the
it's his groin.
It's his groin.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but kind of play by ear, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
more of a muscle pull. We're not talking about like torn, knees, ankles, something like that. Okay.
Sore up here, and you know, as a kicker, that's tough.
Yep.
That's a tough thing to overcome.
Yeah, we got a few that came out a little banged up this game, so hopefully we can get those guys recovered and be good to go for next Saturday.
I saw we saw Conley go out, but we saw him go back in, and then I saw, you know, Link laid out for that pass, and we thought maybe knocked the wind out because he landed right on his chest, man. But we saw him check back in too, so it was good to see that. We knew we was down a few players that we saw Love in street clothes tonight.
Yep.
So I figured also because we knew you were getting some players in there at the end, but we saw Ben still in at quarterback. Just figured option-wise that's all you had left still.
Yeah. We do have Dalton as a backup, but then again, Dalton, since Talon's out, now Dalton's playing Tuesday, so we're trying to keep Dalton. It's, running into a little bit of a problem, but we're going to make it work for sure.
So Fresh F game on Tuesday.
Correct.
At West Prairie.
Yes.
And then that actually still works in kind of to your favor because we have an extra day for next week.
Yeah.
Saturday game, Amboy comes in here, 2 o'clock game. Amboy handed these guys, I think, their first loss of the season, so another tough team coming in.
Yeah. You know, this was a good test for us here. I mean, you played one really good team, one really good physical team. You're going to play another, so we can't dwell on this. We got to move on like, hey, these guys are just as good, so we've got to play better than we played tonight. And it's things we got to work on as a team.
Well, coaches, we appreciate you guys coming up, and we will see you Saturday at the 2 p.m. game.
Yep.
So for Chris Freikhauser, Jeff Borders, Miles Hulett behind the camera, we thanks for you guys tuning in. 48-6, the final score here tonight from Bushnell-Prairie City. We'll see you guys next Saturday. Have a good night.